I'm so happy to be here and to give a talk about our recent activities on the to initiate a global scale academic research network and activities in the context of cryptoeconomics. This is joint work with Eric Bergers, Feng Chen, Joaquin Garcia Alfred, me, and Shigeru Suzuki, and Pinda Wong. Okay, this is outline of this talk. So at the first half of this talk, I would like to introduce an overview of the project called bsafe.network. And in the second half of this talk, I would like to introduce ongoing monitoring project on cryptocurrency behavior. Okay, this slide shows that the traditional way and the general way of the development of the technologies. In general, so most of all technologies started as an experiment by academia. And after that technology confirmed by academia, commercialization will start after that. And by using this commercialized platform, the new application ecosystem will occur. This is a traditional way to development of technologies. In the case of the Bitcoin blockchain, I think that the order is not aligned this order. There are many commercialized projects, but so we have the many research topics for the experiment. This conference is a good evidence for that. So we are still now in the experiment phase. And I'm a research scientist in cryptography and computer science, and I have several questions about the maturity of the blockchain technologies. The first one is who does verify, certifies, prove the security of the blockchain technologies. And unfortunately, there's no trusted third party in the ecosystem of the Bitcoin. But so we need a variety of the expertise to verify the security of the blockchain technologies. But unfortunately, we don't have such kind of good structure to do that. The second question is, so there is formal security definition and fine-grained technical requirements for Bitcoin blockchain. We already have the several technical requirement or definitions on the Bitcoin backbone protocol. This is a small, quite core protocol. But so we don't have that kind of technical requirement for the entire blockchain-based system. Of course, some people believe that trustlessness of the blockchain technology is realized by cryptography, but I think that all of the persons in this room believe that this is not rely on cryptography. So it realized by the other backgrounds, including security economics, game theory, and so on. I would like to recall the case of the SSL on TLS. We had many attacks and vulnerabilities found during these 5 or 6 years, including Heartbleed, Poodle Freak, drone, CCS injection, blah, blah, blah. The problem of problem with these cases is there's no security proof in the at the beginning of the standardization of the SSL/TLS protocols. There was no procedure for verification of technology in IETF, and the SSL and TLS protocol is originally invented by Netscape. Unfortunately, at that case, there's no good structure to verify the technology in Netscape and IETF. Of course, there was no experts on the verification of the cryptography protocol at that time. And for that OpenSSL project, there are inefficient quality assurance of the program code. Of course, we also realize that the impact of the case of the DAO, and we had a chance to lose $50 million by this attack, and this is caused by vulnerability of the code, and the way of the workaround is still not decided, I think. And we have that problem of the vulnerability handling and procedure for workaround, and we need more research on the security of the blockchain technology to form that good structure of the of operation. And we know that there are many technical issues of the current blockchain technologies. For example, cryptography, cryptographic operations, secure system design, and trade-off between performance scalability and how decentralized that system is, and finality, immutability, and so on. But we know that we need a healthy community and ecosystem by designing better incentive economic models. We're seeing that recent chaos in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency communities. Yes, security economics, game theory incentives are important things and new topics for us. And the security of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and public blockchain rely not only on technology but also incentive design. We know that. And I think that there are some flaws in the current design of the Bitcoin ecosystem. And this kind of the flaws are the cause of the debate and the chaos. And we need more involvement to design that new game in blockchain ecosystem. And I would like to revisit the history of the development of the internet. 1995, April 13th is the timing of the commercialization of the internet technology. And the origin of that development of this technology was in 1969, known as the ARPANET. And we had a 10 years project before the commercialization of the internet technology. This is called as NSFNet. This is a research net initiated by NSF, and there are many nodes in United States, and we developed many technologies over this testnet to make mature that technology enough. In parallel, there are the Berkeley Software Distribution (BSD) project to make that open source software for the Unix and the network technologies, and both the NSFNet and the BSD project was carrying vehicle to make that technology mature enough. And in the case of the internet technology, this order of the development is successfully done, and the BSD and the open source project facilitated that innovation. But in the case of the Bitcoin and blockchain, the original research paper was published in 2008, and reference codes are published in 2009. And right after that, company started implementation and started business. But we didn't do that research at the universities and standardization activities at that time. And we need to repeat that. And this conference is a good place to revive that good ecosystem and going back to the good order of the technology development. And BSF.network is a project founded by me and Pinder Wong in March 2016. This is a neutral, stable, and sustainable research test network for blockchain technology by international universities. And we, at each universities, there is one computer, one node to process the blockchain program. And we can have that real test network for the academic research. We do the research on the blockchain and its application. The research topic is not limited to security, but we can do any research for all aspects regarding the blockchain technologies. There are many reasons why university is a good place to do that. University is the place for experimentation. This is number one. Number two, universities believe that the place of neutrality. We need some kind of neutral sandbox to make that blockchain and Bitcoin technology mature, because there are many good or bad debates in this ecosystem. And of course, the university is a place of diversities. So each university has not only the CS person, but also they contain that the professor in the economy and the legal issues and so on. And this is okay. And the fourth item is so this is a place of the international collaboration. We can easily initiate international collaboration, the international joint research work among universities. And the number of the university in the world is over 15,000. That project can be scalable. We already have the 23 international universities from all over the world. We have that 6 universities from the United States, 1 from Canada, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 universities from European countries. We have 1 university from Africa, and we have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 universities from Asia countries. And of course, it's better that we have that more universities from the diversity point of view, and we are now call for universities to become a node of the BCF network. And so I would like to move to the next part of this talk. This is a current ongoing research project regarding the security economics. As I told the previous slide, so one of the major problem from the security economics point of view is setting the good game for the blockchain technologies. This project aims to find the better setting of the game and incentive toward a healthy ecosystem. We have the 4 goals. The first is gathering the data, which can be utilized for security economics analysis and cryptocurrency. The second goal is doing analysis on the behavior based on these data sets. The third is we utilize these data sets to consider better incentive mechanisms and the game theoretical analysis for better crypto economics. And the fourth goal, I think this is important for the industry, and we build a foundation to share these data sets to public. And we already started that monitoring the project. So at this time, 4 universities from the 23 universities joined this monitoring. Georgetown University is one of the sites, and we have that one site in Canada and one site European country and one site in Japan. Of course, we would like to have more universities, and I would like to ask UC Berkeley become one side of this monitoring, and so I would like to call for university site for this monitoring project. And this slide shows that the target of the monitoring. So we are now monitoring all blocks and all data regarding Bitcoin Cash, segregated witness, 2x, and Zcash. And we are now preparing to add the Bitcoin Gold soon. This is the newest news for the potential hard fork. And each member universities operate 1 node per above cryptocurrencies. And we started this monitoring July 25th. And this was 1 week before August 1st hard fork. And next milestone is toward the November potential hard fork and Bitcoin Gold. And the target data we gathering other following thing. The first slide showed that blockchain-related data, including the first aspect is the depth of the market, including the number of nodes, liquidity, number of trade, agility. The second aspect is the financial stability, including robustness of blockchain network. And the third aspect is kind of the transaction, including we have the three categories of the transaction. The first is purely financial transaction. The second kind of that is cloud coin, and the third kind of the transaction is third kind of the data. So we would like to gather the pattern among the kinds of coin. And the fourth aspect is a blockchain protocol data, including successful transaction, and error transaction, and protocol messages. The second kind of data is a network-related data, including port scan for the several IP address, and address scan for the same port, and the DNS-related attack, and signaling. The purpose of that gathering network-related data is monitoring the cyber attacks to specific blockchain or Bitcoin or specific kind of the cryptocurrency. This is one bad aspect of the human behavior regarding cryptoeconomics. And the current status is as of the August 24th. This was 1 month ago. So each node already has a 2 terabyte data. So most of the data is network packet data gathering, and the block data is not so many. And we are continuing that monitoring and analyzing monitored data. The good news is there is no major evidence of cyber attack. This is a bad news for me that there is not so many such things to report at these conferences, but so we expect more interesting data from now for the potential hard fork. And this slide shows that packet data, so we captured at the University British Columbia, and we need to analyze more about that data. So with considering the correlation to the actual trading data. Anyway, so we have some anomaly data on August 15th. And we had several aspects for the monitoring. For example, the average received packet per second, and average received bytes per second. And we also analyze the share of the different kinds of packet size. And of course, there are many aspects to be analyzed for that packet data. And we are now discussing internally for the better analysis of the human behavior. And this is the future works. So we continue that analysis of block data. For the timing of August 1st, Bitcoin new version of the Bitcoin software, the Bitcoin Gold, October 25th, SegWit 2x for November. And we should have the game theoretical analysis, and we would like to call for join of the experts in that area. And of course, so we are now adding more nodes for this monitoring. So when we had more nodes, so we can have the more accuracy of monitoring. And especially for cyber attacks is the most important thing to figure out the human behavior. And of course, so we aim to share the data set we gathered to public. Okay, so I introduced our project named BCF.network and introduced ongoing monitoring of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. That good news is that there is no evidence of a cyber attack at this time, but we need more nodes and more monitoring from now. Thank you.